All right, Shalom. Before I get started, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Hala Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Secondly, we want to give double honors to the elders apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and who are the true leaders of Israel today. Also, I'd like to give another shout out to the head of the Man of Israel camp, Chazak, whom I teach under down here in Greenville, South Carolina. And I also like to give another shout out to you, Sister Akim, you brothers out there that's pushing the truth in all sincerity and righteousness in these last days. And I also like to give another shout out to you, Israelite foreigners that's looking like the other heathen nations causing confusion, coming back to our heritage in these last days. And another quick shout out to you few Outwath, you sisters out there that's standing in order and doing what y'all need to do in these last days. All right, to y'all, let's say shalom. All right, now coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Washai with another exhortation video. And I want to pretty much go into how, you shouldn't be mad, when a brother, is trying to correct you on things, man. All right, you should look at that as a blessing, as love, man. You should love when a brother is trying to correct you when you might be going off when you is going off, whether if it be in the law or the scriptures, right? You doing a video, you might break something down wrong, or the brother got to correct you on something you did, and you might not look at it spiritually, anything that a brother has to correct you on, and let me put it like this, because a brother could try to correct you into a wrong doctrine. I'm not talking about that type of correct. I'm talking about, correction, something that's righteous, righteously so, where Yahweh Shem Shai is actually sending that brother to correct you, where you may be going off or what you may have done, to correct you on. I had to clear that up because, you're trying to have a so-called brother, that's trying to correct you, which he's wrong, and try to correct you in his ways that he's doing, that's off, because some people will say, you commit adultery, and they'll try to correct you and say you can't, commit adultery. I'm talking about you actually going off and the brother showing you where you go off and proving to you how did you go off, that type of, correction. So yeah, I just want to do a quick video on that because some brothers out here, they get mad, when a brother try to correct them, and then, when they get mad, they tend to get all in their feelings, right? They tend to get in their feelings and, say, F that brother. And, how you going to say F that man when he's trying to show you, where you went off? You should take that as love. You should take that as Yahweh Shem Washai trying to have mercy on you, man. But you don't want that mercy. You basically saying, fuck you, and you basically saying Yahweh Shem Washai, F you pretty much, man. Because Yahweh Shem Washai sent that brother, to correct you, man. So you should take that as love. Because many times I had to be corrected, on a scripture I might have had broke down wrong, or that's really the only thing I really got, rebuked for. Is really, I might have had, a slip of the tongue, broke something down wrong. The brother had to correct me. I didn't get mad, and that only happened to me, I believe, twice. Really I can remember it once, but I believe it happened twice. It was one time, it was maybe like a year and a half ago. I broke something down wrong. It was a slip of the tongue. And I believe it was another count. I can remember only really one, but I believe it happened again, But I didn't, when I got corrected, guess what? I didn't get mad. I didn't say, oh, nah, fuck y'all, man. I know what I'm talking about. No, I didn't do that. I was like, okay, the water, I went off, and, I corrected myself. Matter of fact, it was twice. It definitely was twice. Because I remember the first one was when I was breaking down, it was something in Revelations. And then the other time, it was in Joel. I remember that clearly, man. Matter of fact, it was 3 times. It was 3 times. Because it was one time in Revelations, it was one time in Joel, and then it was one time in Daniel's. I remember the Daniel's one, and I remember all of them, but I remember the Daniel's one was when, it was something with it was something in Daniel 7. It was with the Babylonians and the Syrians. It was something around those lines. I can't, fully remember, but it was something, you know. Oh, I believe it was the beasts. I forget, but I remember it was, you know, I remember going into it in Revelation. I mean, not Revelation. Daniel 7, when it was talking about the Assyrians and the Babylonians. You know, I forget which one. You know, what I was talking about. You know, when I was trying to break it down, I forgot the point I was making, or the point I was trying to make. You know, but yeah, I when the brother telling me that. Guess what? I didn't get mad. I didn't get offended. I took that as love. Because I saw that brother, you know, had love for me to correct me. If he did, he would have just let me do whatever the fuck I was still doing. Still going off, right? Not a video out there. I'm getting rebuked by even more brothers, you know? So, you know, I take that as, you know, I take that, you know, serious, man. You know, when a brother is trying to get rebuked. You know, we had a brother, you know, a so-called brother. He's not really, you know, a brother like that. You know, we still, you know, talk with him, but he's not really doing the will, man, you know. But we'll talk to him, you know, on a little low level, but, you know, like I said, he's not really too much doing the will. But every time we used to try to correct him, you know, I'm not going to mention the name, you know, but when we used to, you know, try to correct him, he would always get mad. You know, now he's starting to see things a little bit more, you know, spiritual, you know. I will say that, you know, he's starting to see things more clear, you know, spiritual, you know, or whatnot. But yeah, when we was trying to correct him, you know, he would get mad, try to rebuttal, right? Do a lot of rebuttaling. And he wasn't seeing it at first. But now, you know, like I said, he's starting to see it. And I will say that, you know, I give credit when credit is due. You know, I will say, you know, he got better at seeing his correction and seeing what he was doing was off, you know. But it took him a long time, you know, to see that, which got him, you know, ended up getting kicked out, you know. But, you know, let's get these scriptures, man. You know, too much goddamn talking. Matter of fact, I'm going to kick it off with this. Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 5. It says, open rebuke is better than secret love. You see that? Open rebuke, when you rebuking and telling them. Matter of fact, let me do this. Proverbs 27. Let's get that word rebuke.
Strong's H8433, tochecha, and second entry, tochacheth.
Right? It says, really the first definition is it: rebuke, correction, reproof, punishment, chastisement. You see, correction, when you're trying to correct that brother, right? So it says, open correction, we're going to change that word rebuke to correction. Open correction is better than secret love. Yeah. You see? Because when you're rebuking the brother, you showing that you care for him. You showing him that you love him. And it says it's better than secret love. Somebody that you truly made love. It's better than that, man. So that's why we correct brothers, man. You know? We got to love each other, man. We got to be there for each other, man. And ultimately, you got, like I said earlier, man, you got to look at that, you know, as Yahweh Shem having mercy on you, man. For a brother, you know, to want to correct you, man. You know, because some brothers will just let you go off because he don't care about you. You see, we care about the brotherhood. And if we see one of each other, you know, going off of something or liking or did something, guess what? We're going to correct that brother, man. You know, we ain't going to just let him continually do it, you know. And the brother, you know, the brother might really be sincere. We not going to, you know, sit there and let that brother, you know, just keep being wrong. And like I said, he might be sincere. You know, we ain't gonna just let him, you know, keep going off. No, we're gonna correct him and tell the brother, hey, you're going off on this or you're going off on that, you know. And, you know, Yahweh, he don't rebuttal. If he do, hey, we're gonna tell the brother, hey, man, you can't be rebuttaling, man. You gotta take this as love. You know? And a lot of people can't handle that. They'll say, man, you just hating on me, man. No, we not hating on you. How we hating on you when we telling you that you going out? And not only that, it's more than one brother saying it. So you got to see something in yourself that you doing wrong, man. You know? And more than one brother is saying it, 9 times out of 10, it's true. Unless that brother got animosity or something against you and they're trying to plot against you for going out, like the elders apostles, for example. You know, a great millstone, you know, they was kicked out of the camp for teaching that Cornelius was an Israelite foreigner. They got kicked out of the camp for that. You know, and they was, you know, they was trying to rebuke, you know, them for teaching that Cornelius was, you know, an Edomite. You see, and they got kicked out. You see? So Let's go to Proverbs 15. Matter of fact, let's go to Proverbs 9 and 8. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. You see that? Reprove not a scorner, right? Let's go into that word. Proverbs 9. Let's go into that word, scorner.
Strong's H 3887. Loots.
Right? And it's basically, a mocker, man. Somebody, what's the word besides a mocker? It's a word I'm trying to think of. Shit. Salakia, man. Trying to think of the word, man. Basically, somebody who's basically a nigga, basically a nigga, that's the word I could think of right now. But a mocker or a nigga, whatever you want to call him, it says, wait, reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. When we try to rebuke these niggas, they hate us. You see? That demon come out of them. Nigga, you can't tell me what to do. Nigga, I ain't went off on this. Nigga, I ain't did that. No, nigga. We trying to correct you, man. You being a nigga right now. And that's why they hate us. That's why Bishop Nate, General Yohana, Naquan from WFI, and Sakari and these other camps. That's why they hate the elders apostles of Great Millstone and the other brothers who, of Great Millstone, who follow Great Millstone. Why? Because they hate us because we correcting them. You see? And the elders apostles of Great Millstone will tell you, hey, they get on their own man as well. And they get on each other as well, man. Because at the end of the day, it's all love, man. But they look at it as hate. Like you said, reprove not a scorner unless he hate thee. And they hate us because we corrected them on what they is doing and what they going off on, man. You see? It says, reprove not a scorner unless he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. You see? When we rebuke each other's, or brother might, correct you, guess what? We love that, man. We love that brother. And we thank Yahweh Shah for sending that brother down, to give us that correction, man. Because we don't want to go on. We don't want to deceive the sheep. Even though we're not intentionally trying to do it on purpose, it might have been an accident. We're not trying to, have no flaw in this truth, man. We're trying to keep it clean as possible. We're not going to 100% keep it clean because, we are in these, fucked up bodies. We humans, we slip, slip of the tongue. But that's why we got that brother to correct us, just in case we might not know we went off, man. That's the point of having a brotherhood, just in case you go off, man. That brotherhood is supposed to help you, help push the ministry, right? It's supposed to help try to, it's supposed to help you, become a better, you or a man, as I should say. That's what a brotherhood is for, to help each other grow, It's like my throat was kind of getting dry, But yeah, like I said, reprove not a scorner, unless he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. And that's right. When you rebuke somebody who's wise and can see what's going on, guess what? They're gonna love you, and they're gonna be like, man, Tawana, Akia, for correcting me on what I went off on, man. Because we got a spiritual eye. At the end of the day, man, we can see clearly on what we went off on. We might have had not seen it right then and there, but guess what? Now we see it. Because that brother pointed it out. You may not see it at the time, but that brother see it. And that's the point that's part of the reason we have this, brotherhood. Proverbs 15:10. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth, Salakia. Let me read that again. Proverbs 15:10. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof should die. You see that? It says correction is grievous. Meaning, correction is pretty much too much for him. He tired of getting corrected. Well, nigga, if you start doing what you was doing, you wouldn't get tired of being, getting corrected. But it says correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. Yeah, he, that hate, to reprove of what he done, guess what? He's going to die, because why? He don't see that as mercy from Yahweh Shem Shai. So if he's not seeing that as mercy from Yahweh Shem Shai, guess what? Yahweh Shem Shai going to take his ass out, because at the end of the day, he don't care about, Yahweh Shem Shai sending that brother, to correct him. So Yahweh Shem Shai going to be like, man, fuck that. You know what? I'm going to take your ass out, since you don't want to, hearken to that brother who I sent, to correct your ass, man. You're going to look at that as rebellious, pretty much, man. You basically being rebellious, man. Because you don't care about, Yahweh Shem Shai sending that brother to correct you, man. So Yahweh Shem Shai got no needs for you if you don't want to be corrected. So it says correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. You gonna have to die, because you hate being, corrected. And there's nothing wrong with being corrected, man. You know how many times the other apostles, had to be corrected on something, man? We all, hey, like I said, man, we're going to have to be corrected in this truth. We're not perfect. We strive to be perfect, don't get it wrong. But we're not 100% perfect, man. Like the scripture said, we're rehearsing the righteous acts, man. So I'm going to get 2 examples, in the scriptures where, Peter had to be corrected. And this is, he was the top disciple. He's third in command. It's Yahweh Shai, and King David, which, Peter is King David in the reincarnation, if you could receive it. And me and the brother, Aliyah, we just did a video on reincarnation 2 days ago. It's on the channel, it's on my channel, it's on his channel, and it's on the camp channel. Y'all can go watch that, and be edified. But, I'm going to get 2 examples of Peter, happened to be corrected, man. And it was rebuke. And guess what? Peter didn't say, man, nah, fuck, I went wrong for doing this. No, So let's get those 2 accounts, and we're going to close it out. This is the book of John, chapter 18 and verse 10. It says, then Simon Peter, having a sword, this was the time where, Yahweh Shai was about to get ready to be delivered up, right? It says, then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it and smote the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear. The servant name was Malchus. Then said Yahweh Shai unto Peter, put up thy sword into thy shaft. So, matter of fact, I'm going to read it all. Then said Yahweh Shai unto Peter, put up thy sword into the shaft. The cup which my father had given me, shall I not drink it? You see, Yahweh Shai, right? He had to correct Peter on what he did. And what did Peter do? Peter, cut off, the high priest, ear. And Yahweh Shai had to say, man, Peter, no, put up that sword, man. And guess what? Yahweh Shai ended up, putting the ear, put his, I couldn't get it out. Yahweh Shai ended up putting, the high priest, right ear back on his ear, man. Well, on his head, I said on his ear, but, on his head, on the side of his head, where the ear belongs, man. Yahweh Shai, had to correct Peter for doing that, for cutting off his ear. Because he was like, if this was of my kingdom, we would have fought roughly, paraphrasing what he said, man. But this is not of his kingdom, man. So that's one example of Yahweh Shai, correcting Peter, which is the head disciple. And guess what? Peter did nowhere in the chapter did Peter, not no other way in the chapter in this account, no other where in this verse. Well, I mean, it's like in this chapter, did Peter, rebel against Yahweh Shai? Said, no, Yahweh Shai, you got me fucked up. I'm gonna kill this soldier. No, he didn't do that. He said, what he did? He listened to what Yahweh Shai said and put up his sword. He didn't take it back out and try to do it again. No, he did what he was commanded to do. Why? Because open rebuke is better than secret love. You see, he saw the rebuke, and he did what Yahweh Shai, told him to do. So let's get another account, and we'll close it out, of, Peter being rebuked. Now, this is Paul. Paul even had to be, rebuked. And Yahweh Shah taught Paul, And Paul had to correct Peter too, And then, like I said, this is the head man. This is the third head man, Matter of fact, Galatians chapter 2, and we're going to start at verse 11, and we're going to read down to verse 14. Matter of fact, Galatians 2 and 11. Matter of fact, Slakia, give me 1 second, bear with me. Okay. I'm going to start at verse 9. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 7. I'm going to start at verse 7. Galatians 2 and 7. But contrariwise, when they saw that the gospel of the uncircumcision, right, the ones who was Gentiles, right, it says, but contrariwise, when they saw that the gospel of the uncircumcision was committed unto me, talking about Paul, because Paul, we understand, taught the Gentiles, which was the uncircumcision, the ones who didn't, know who was Israelites, or, was just following after the customs of the Gentiles, right, was committed unto me, as the gospel of the circumcision was unto Peter. Yeah, Peter, was teaching, the ones, who knew that they was Israel, pretty much. Verse 8 says, for he that wrought effectually into Peter, and Peter to the apostleship of the circumcision, the same was mighty in me towards the Gentiles. And when James, Cephas, and John, now when you look at that word Cephas, it is Peter, right? So it was, and when James, Peter, and John, who seemed to be pillars, perceived the grace that was given unto me, they gave to me and Barnabas the right hands of fellowship, that we should go unto the heathen, and they unto the circumcision. Only they would that we should remember the poor, the same which I also was forward to do. But when Peter was come to Antioch, I withstood him face to face, because he was to be blamed. Now Paul is about to get on Peter. We're about to see why. For before that certain came from James, he did eat with the Gentiles, but when they were come, he withdrew and separated himself, fearing them which were of the circumcision. You see, so that's the point right there. I don't have to read more longer, because the point was really in verse 12. Let's read it again. This is why Paul had to rebuke Peter. That's why Paul had to rebuke Peter, because of this. Verse 12. For before the certain came from James, he did eat with the Gentiles, right? It's talking about Peter. When he was eating with the Gentiles, right? He was he was chopping it up with them. He was talking with them, right? When the other when the other people of the circumcision wasn't there, Peter would go sit down and talk to them, right? It says, for before that certain came from James, he did eat with the Gentiles, but when they were come, talking about the other ones of the circumcision, right? He withdrew and separated himself, fearing them which was of the circumcision. Peter, because back then, the people of the circumcision looked down on the people of the uncircumcision. Why? Because they look at them as pretty much heathen, which that is the case. They did you is looked at as a heathen when you still following the ways of, of these other nations, right? But at this time, they were trying to push forward the ministry, trying to get, those who didn't know that they're Israel or, following out the custom to repent pretty much, So, but when Peter, was sitting down with them, and the people who knew that it was Israel or the circumcision came around, Peter pretty much left, because he didn't want to get, he didn't want to get, what's the word? He didn't want to get talked bad about, talked down on by the people of the circumcision who knew, that knew the circumcision, right? So that's why Paul had to correct him, because he'll pretty much leave, when they came around instead of sticking around. You got to, like the scripture say, you got to be bold as a lion, man. Can't, that same thing with us. Well, it's not the same thing with us. That same thing, with these Negro onlys. You might have a brother who might be looking like an Edomite or a Moabite. They be like, why he got that Edomite or that Moabite in his, his camp? And now the brother's like, nah, I can't be around you, brother. You look too much like an Edomite. Or, these other camps won't, accept, some of these camps won't accept people who may look like another nation because of what they look like, man. No, you got to understand our people look like, different, nations, man, because our seed has been mingled around these other nations, man, So that's why Paul, had to, rebuke Peter. And guess what? Was Peter like, nah, Paul, you got me fucked up, man. I can do whatever I want. I'm the head disciple, man. No, guess what? Peter was humble, and guess what? He took that rebuke as a man. So we got to be just like that. You don't see no account where Peter and Paul was beefing because of that. No, Peter knew he was wrong. And I'm pretty sure he repented too. So, I just wanted to get those few accounts, on that. So, Yahweh, this video be edifying. And I'm going to close it out with giving our praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Wadash. Shalom till next time. Shalom.